was our real life library, and that's in our back office. How many of you regularly try to get into the real life library or even know it's there? I mean, when I was introduced to Nerium, the company was 9 months old, and the real life library was shown to me. We went in there. That's where most of our personal development came from, and inside of that real life library was Success Magazine. You know, the success that we get when it's attached to our monthly recognition. That was in there. And so many of the people that I was introduced to through that real life library, Nerium has brought on at our conferences. That's where I was introduced to Darren Hardy. That's where I was introduced to, you know, a lot of these people. Well, that was our first couple years with Nerium, and then 2 years, I think, into Nerium is when Jeff really had his passion to develop this magazine, Live Happy. Okay? I can remember Amber and Renee and some of the staff at Nerium are like, we're just getting Nerium going. I cannot even believe you want to start a second company, and a whole company about happiness, and a whole company about joy. And I think so many people, what we have done is we have forgotten that this is part of personal development. This magazine, just by a show of hands, how many of you subscribe to this magazine? We get a paper magazine coming to you every month. Okay. How many of you realize that you have, or that we have, a podcast that we can listen to every single day with speakers that are actually featured in this magazine? And are you guys familiar with that? Anybody familiar with it? Okay. I forgot, I've got a thing over there. We can pass those out too for people on that. But anyway, one of the things that we learn in this business that I've learned through happiness is, you know, success comes prior to happiness. Or happiness comes prior to success. Meaning when we're happy, it's absolutely awesome. And when we're happy, we bring other people with us. And when we're happy, we can change lives. And one of the beauties of learning about happiness is that we learn how to be resilient and bounce back after a challenge. Okay? How many of you have ever looked at anything one way, then looked at it a second way, and realized it's the same problem? But if this way, I find a solution, I find joy, I find happiness. The other way, I find misery. Anybody ever done that before? That's, people with higher levels of resilience naturally are happier, they're more successful, and they live longer. And this was touched on a little bit earlier with Jeff, how important this is to Jeff. The United Nations established, on March 20th as the International Day of Happiness. And to honor this day, Live Happy encourages you, each one of us, to host a happiness ball in a local school office, business park, or other public space where passersby can write, how they share happiness, what they do with happiness. And creating our own happiness is simple and things to do. Well, I have to share with you, I've been down here 3 years ago to Kansas City for Live Happy Ball outside of, I'm not sure where it was. Legends, yeah, okay, outside Legends. And I decided, we want to do a happiness ball. You had to apply to be a happiness host. I don't know how many of you are aware of that, but anyway, I was turned down because I didn't have a location, hadn't thought of a location. Well, I thought of a location. Let me take that back. I wanted to do it at the mall. Nebraska in March is not necessarily warm. Does that make sense? So I wanted a big indoor location, and we went to the mall, and it was going to cost us $500 to host our Live Happy wall there. Well, I came back the second time, and I said, I really want to do this again. I really would like to do it at the mall. And what ended up happening was I talked to our team, and G Cummins, who I'm going to bring up here in just a little bit, said, well, what is this whole Live Happy thing? Now, I can help with this Live Happy thing. And what has happened for us is, we have taken this beyond because of Dee's resilience and going, there's no such thing as failure. Let's just go back and ask again. I wasn't going to ask again. I'd gone to them all once. They told me it was going to cost $500. I'm like, we're done. She's like, no, we're going back to the mall again. Little notes to us, what ended up happening was they had a new gal at the mall, new ownership, new marketing gal. She loved the idea. We had 3,000 people at our Live Happy wall. That's put together now. Really, a lot of these are going to be implemented globally. And it's all because one person didn't take no, and it just was risked to go and fail again. So anyway, I want Dee to come up here, if she would, and share her story. And then we'll get on to the next slide that goes along with this. What? I know you didn't. Oh, okay.
You're going to find out I'm not like anybody else you've ever known. You know, everybody else comes up with their cards. Well, I don't, because I'm kind of like Ray Lynn. I change my mind in the middle. I've written my speech 5 times since I've been here today. But the reason why I am here today is because I have a very dear friend that brought a product to me in May of 2015. In October of 2010, I was diagnosed with ADD. Well, after I started doing my research, I realized I walked out of the womb like that, and it wasn't getting any better. I was 62 years old. I was falling because I couldn't control or think long enough to put one foot in front of the other. So my friend comes to me one day, and she goes, we got this product here from Nerium, and I want you to take a look at it. So she runs the video, and I'm like, OMG, I know what protein tau is. I know what this is. I know what that is because I've done the research. So I started on it in May of 2015. My mother, who had dementia, started on it in October of 2015. She was diagnosed only to live until November of 2015. My mother's change was so dramatic, she went from a level 7 dementia to a level 4 in a year. And yes, I mean, I thought Nerium was fabulous with EHT, but with this today, I cannot wait to get home to it. But to back up a little bit, I came to Kansas City last year at this time, and my Nerium friend said, it will change your life. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, I've heard that before. Well, it did change my life. And in July, I went to St. Louis, and I'm going to be very honest with you, at that time it was a very difficult decision because my mother's health was failing. But I went ahead and went. I went to the Live Happy breakfast, and I have never been so overwhelmed in my life by the people that came to me and said, thank you for what you did. But the coolest thing we found out is that International was going to work with our Gateway Mall, and all 37 shopping centers within the United States were going to form a partnership with Live Happy, and there would be walls in all 37 of them. Last year, I helped a gentleman, Tim Peterson, out of Chicago, get hooked up with the one up there, so that's how that came about. Well, Phyllis and Linda Carnes and I had a meeting the other day, and Gateway said, we're really sorry, but they didn't get that done. I said, okay, well, that's fine. We'll just move on. Just less than a week ago, I got a phone call, and she goes, guess what, Dee? Our marketing managers want to do it. We're going to go around the back door. So we are now going to have 37 malls in the United States that are going to be doing Live Happy. Now, Phyllis says I take no for an answer. I never take no for an answer, but that's not true. Anyway, back to EHT. I asked my mother, have I always been difficult? And I'll tell you what, she laughed so hard, I thought this was going to change 3 new Depends on her. She said, you walked out of the womb that way, you've never stopped. You don't listen to what anybody tells you, you just go right on. You just don't take no for an answer. And I go, really? I was that bad of a kid? But I was. So I went to St. Louis and got a lot of good feedback on Live Happy. And I told the people that were with me, I said, we're going to have to do it next year. This is nothing. I got a call on Saturday when we were in St. Louis from my mother's nursing home, and my mother being placed in hospice. So Betty, who was my car driver, got me home. Sunday we left bright and early Sunday to get home. She dropped me off at my mother's nursing home. And I called Linda on Sunday, said, Mother's in hospice, she has less than 7 days to live. Can you guys help me? And you talk about a family. They all rallied around. Every 2 hours, somebody from Nerium was there to relieve me so I could go home and sleep and sit with my mother. Oh. Now, I defy anybody here in the room to tell me that you don't have a family like that. They are the best. I don't care what it is. But that devotion for my Nerium family is what drives me to make Live Happy what it is, because none of us can do anything we are doing if we're not happy. Happiness is the pinnacle drive to success. You ain't happy, you ain't nothing. That's all there is to it. So go do a Live Happy wall. If you have any questions about Live Happy, I'm on Facebook, D. Cummins. I don't remember what my Facebook picture is now. But anyway, call me. Get a hold of Phyllis. Ask. I am here to help you. I want our region to be the best. Thank you very much. And by the way, I'd like to have Linda Carnes stand. In Lincoln, it's kind of a joke because everything that goes on is all Linda's fault. So Linda, thank you for bringing me to EHT. And everyone, it's her 65th birthday today. Happy birthday.
Okay, so we got a challenge now, and the challenge is to break our record, okay? Now, you don't have to, we got these malls, and Dee can let you know if some of the malls that are part of this Starwood malls are right here in Kansas City, because they will host this. Here's the thing, this year, because of what happened last year, they've taken away the $500 fee. And we've not had to pay the $500. So all of these malls are willing to host these Live Happy, and not have a fee for it. We took it, what started out as let's just do a wall. Our wall ended up being, the wall, entertainment. We had entertainment every hour. We had people from Big Brothers, Big Sisters there. We made it into a really fun event. Everybody that came, kids got balloons. We had crafts for the kids. And working with the marketing director at our Gateway Mall, she's the one who got all this done. So anyway, but right now our goal is to break our record. See on the screen here. You and a guest are going to have a chance to win an exclusive backstage tour with Jeff Olson, Deborah Hyde at Get Real 18 in Las Vegas. That's not all. You can win special prizes at that too. And so go to happyapps.org/Nerium to register to be a wall host. Who's going to be a wall host this year? Who would like to do a small wall, a big wall? It doesn't make any difference what kind of wall you want to do. We're going to do it right. We're going to make it big. And we're going to see this.